Okay, my name is Scott Newbert, and my co-authors are Erno, Tornikoski, and Narda, Quigley. And the paper we wrote is Exploring the Evolution of Supporter Networks and the Creation of New Organizations. Well, a lot of the work that had been done on networks, which really involves the entrepreneurs and the people that help them start businesses, that's who we're calling supporters. It had really talked a lot about what those networks looked like, but it hadn't really focused on how those networks are developed by the entrepreneurs themselves. And so we wanted to look into how entrepreneurs develop those networks and if there were certain types of networks that seemed to be more successful than not in helping them create new organizations. So the University of Michigan has a data set called a Panel Study of Entrepreneurial Dynamics, and what they did is they collected data on entrepreneurs before they actually created the new organizations. It was in the process of that emergence phase. We looked at the types of people that entrepreneurs reported having helped them with their organizations, those that provided them with resources, and they could be anything from financial resources to human capital, to emotional support. So all different types of resources that entrepreneurs benefited from and that we know that entrepreneurs need as they're creating new organizations. And what we found was that all entrepreneurs start at a different point. So we might have one entrepreneur that has a certain set of supporters helping them at one given point in time, and another entrepreneur that has different set of supporters helping them. And what we found was that even though they might start at different points, they ultimately end up the successful ones at the same point. And so specifically, we looked at the strength of those ties as being sort of the descriptor. And a lot of research has shown that entrepreneurs need a balance of strong ties and weak ties. So those that we're really emotionally connected with or have a long history with, as well as those that were perhaps virtual strangers with at the onset of the startup process. And we found that the more entrepreneurs merge towards a balanced network where they have strong ties and weak ties and in-between ties, those are the ones that end up being successful. So what we think this can do on the practical side is help practitioners that are trying to start new businesses understand and take a more strategic view of their networking. So we hear a lot about networking, and it means a lot of different things to a lot of different people. But what we're suggesting, based on our research, is that they should take stock of what their portfolio of supporters looks like and recognize that different resources can come from different types of supporters. If they have a network dominated by mostly strong ties, they should take a strategic and an agentic path towards developing weaker ties, because they can provide them with different types of resources perhaps that are much different from the ones that they're getting already, and vice versa. Entrepreneurs that have received a lot of resources from weak ties should think about the benefits that those strong ties can offer them and try to take a really strategic view of their networking practices and try to connect with those types of individuals.